Yo, welcome to the stream, everybody. You know we had to do this today. For real, man. Let's get it. Styled up and ready to roll. Welcome to Markel's TV Saturday Roll Call.
What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's doing well. All right, so let's jump into it. There's already some people in the chat already. What's going on, Barry? How you doing today? Mr. H, what's going on? How you doing? Good evening to all. Salute. Jay Newt, what's going on? Good evening. I've been attending for roll call since the beginning. I learned a lot from the panel, and I feel like I know each one of you personally. Thank you. Hey, appreciate you attending. Appreciate you watching. Let's go ahead and jump in and get to these stories. As always, appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Thank you. All right. What's going on, T-Mix? I see you down there just popping in. Let's get to my first story. We're going to start with a Social Security story first. So, GSA official put on leave for social media posts about veterans preference. Federal hiring is hampering tech recruiting. So basically what he's saying is that because of the veterans preference, they're not able to get some of the talent that they would like to get because of the veterans preference and veterans being put ahead of everyone else. There's a lot of paperwork and everything that they have to go through in order to get to these other who may have more talent than what that veteran may have. And they were put on leave for putting this on social media. Now, I don't know why some people think just because they think of something, it's okay to put it on social media. You should always think twice before posting something. And I've learned this through the years of posting something on social media and then regret it later. Like what they post, what was on their mind. And unfortunately, it got them, suspended for a little while. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Social media can be great. You can learn a lot from social media. I enjoy doing this podcast with the guys on Saturdays and Wednesdays and any other day that we do it. But at the same time, though, I know that social media has basically turned into a giant sales pitch where people are offering everything from sales. Whether you're watching something from Social Security, they're offering to do whatever, or the VA stuff, they're offering to do whatever, or you're just trying to watch travel and they're trying to offer you a tour or whatever it is. It has become a giant sales pitch. So I can understand that. But when you're in a government job, when you're in a position the way they are in a position, you have to be very careful what you put out there because it could lead to a suspension like it did for this person who wrote that in a social media post. But let me know what you guys think about that. All right, so let me move on to my next story. Good evening, T-Mix. How you doing? Saludos, OT. Saludos. Mr. B, what's up? I don't know what that is, but salute. I'm not going to mess with it. All right, let's see. We got that one out of the way. Let's move on to our next story. And we have this one. What do you guys think about this one? 750 military veterans are running for office in 2026. And according to polls, 80% of Americans trust them. Now, I'm a little skeptical about this because of dealings that I've had with other veterans in the past. Not saying all veterans are bad, and some of you who have dealt with third parties have had some veterans who have owned or ran those facilities and may not have had the best experience. But it is good to see that there are military people running for office again. There was a time period there were very few. So to have 750 running for office in 2026, that's actually pretty good. Represent about 47% increase of veterans running from 2024. But just a quick question for you guys in the chat real quick. How do you all feel about veterans running for office? Do you think once they get into office that the whole point of them going into office kind of goes away because they they succumb to the pressure of being in office, or maybe influenced by some company or organization or by other senators or congresspersons or whatever position they're running for. How do you all feel about that? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, it's hard when you go into a situation, and I'm pretty sure some of you all have been in jobs like this. You going in thinking one way, and then you ended up doing something completely different or thinking completely different. And that's usually what happens to politicians. You know, they all gun ho because they've never been in those positions before. But once they get in and they actually see how things are done, how it really works, or how to make the sausage, as they say, it becomes completely different. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about a lot of veterans running for office. Because one of the number one things people think of with a lot of veterans running for office, okay, they're going to improve things for veterans. That doesn't always happen. I mean, there's been some veterans in prominent positions in Congress, whether it's the Senate or the House, not much has changed. So I'm just curious to know what you guys think. He should have known better not to post that, especially working for the government. I wouldn't post the thing. Yeah, working for the federal government, that's kind of iffy, bro. I wouldn't post anything working for the government. What's going on, Viper? How you doing? But yeah, I you know, in this day and age, even being retired and you have an opinion about something that's very sensitive, right? It could go viral and you will get doxxed. You'll get all kinds of stuff that happens to you simply for voicing your opinion. So while you may think it's such a benign comment that you're making, it all depends on the group or the individual or who it is that you're speaking about, because something that could be so benign can just turn out to be a nightmare. And that has happened to a lot of people. So be careful what you post out there, guys. All right, let's move to the next one. Wait. Oops, I accidentally removed it. But anyway, the COLA was the next one I had, guys. I was going to talk about the COLA real quick. So far, it is predicted for the month of July that it is 3.8%, is where supposedly July has ended at 3.8%. And that's where they expected to maintain all the way through to October 1st. So if you're looking at 3.8%, you know, I'm going to just call it 4%, rounding it up, and call it $4,000. So you're looking at about $160 more on top of what you're already getting, roughly somewhere in there. So probably like 151 to maybe 155 more than what you're actually getting if you're getting 100%. Okay, so you're across $4,000, you'll be a little over $4,000. If you're on Social Security, you're getting about $2,000. You're looking at adding about $80, a little less than $80, $75, $76 in there. Okay, so that's where it's projected to be by the time October 1st comes. So come January the following year, that's where you should expect to be. All right, 3.8. It's better than nothing. Is it keeping up with inflation? Absolutely not, but it is better than nothing. Okay, we are falling behind when it comes to keeping up. Where I see all these other countries, you know, I'm living in Colombia, and I see they're talking 9% here. I checked on Ecuador; they're looking 6-7%. Some of these other countries, again, 6, 7, 8%. We're at 3.8. Can't keep up. You know, as these countries keep increasing and the dollar's dropping in value, it's going to be tough sledding for a lot. This is why I always preach getting that income, getting that extra income stream, regardless of what it comes from, regardless of what it is. You could be only making $20 a month, but you got 100 different accounts making $100 a month or $20 a month. That's still $2,000. So all I'm saying is, man, hey, make it happen. Make it happen. Whatever you got to do, make it happen. I never stop looking at ways of improving my situation, because you don't know what may happen down the road, especially with Social Security not being solvent. what we're in 2026. In another 6 years, it's supposed to be insolvent. So again, try to get as many income streams if you can. Do a store on Amazon or do a store on eBay, or I don't know. If you got property you can rent out, if you have whatever service you can offer, cool. But always try to get more than just depending on the government. Try to move beyond that if you can. On your last roll call, you mentioned something about property taxes. I just wanted to clarify something, that if a vet dies, the widow will get the exemption if she doesn't remarry. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was just speaking of a single veteran. I wasn't speaking on the survivor, the dependent, right? But I appreciate you putting that out there, Viper. Yeah. But we were mainly speaking on us being single, right? And we had bought property or whatever in the States, and, or I bought property here and they're trying to figure it all out. So we were mainly speaking on a single person's position, but I appreciate you putting that out there and letting people know that if you are married, and as long as your spouse doesn't remarry, they will still get that exemption. Okay. So that is good to know. I appreciate you putting that out there. Any other advice you guys have, or for you all who have gone through some things, and this is something that can help your federal veterans. Like I said before, you don't have to wait when it comes to, what your final wishes are, whether you want to be buried with other veterans, you want to be buried somewhere else, you want to have a 21 gun salute, whatever it is, you can get all that handled now. You don't have to wait. Your family doesn't have to go through whatever to try to figure it out. You see how hard it is for you to figure out with the VA and with the government. Imagine them coming in not knowing anything. So it is never too late if you decide you want to go ahead and get your final wishes done, where you want to be laid to rest or cremation or whatever it is, right? Get yourself a living will or get yourself a trust. All right. Whichever way you decide to set it up. People are going to do it different ways, rather than, especially if you got kids, you want to leave some to a charity, a foundation of some type or whatever. Have all your wishes out there that you want. So when you do move on, your family isn't sitting there trying to go to court to figure everything out, who gets what and why, and spending a bunch of unnecessary money on stuff, when you can make it clear before you leave, this is your wishes. Even if you want to record it, right, and put it somewhere and give it to a lawyer or give it to a whoever, right, get it notarized or whatever the case may be. Get your final wishes out there so everyone knows there's no ambiguity there. Everyone knows what the situation is, period. All right. Now, I put out a couple videos, and I want to answer some questions that were left behind on some of those videos. Let me pull this up real quick. Community page. Okay. So the most recent one I got says, you good, you have multiple income streams. And this is from the video. This is a short I did, why the peso is strengthening, what expats should expect. He said, you good, you have multiple income streams. The US dollar will bounce back. Got to be living pretty tight to be worried about this. Even if it drops to 28, it's going to come back stronger. All major currencies and crypto have taken massive hits. And what's good is a strong Colombian peso when inflation in the same country is eating up the purchasing power of the same. All liquid assets are taking a hit. That's that. Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. I was just trying to answer for some of the people who had asked me about it, whether it was in the comment section, whether it was on WhatsApp, or whether it was in person, of people that I've seen here that are starting to worry about their situation. I'm not worried about mine, but people are starting to worry about their situation as the dollar drops. It even gotten, I think it was down to 31.30. And once the new president comes in office next Friday, okay, is expected to drop below 3,000. Just putting it out there early. It's expected to drop below 3,000. So understand that if you're here or if you're in a country, you're going through that. This is why I always tell you guys, you always want to have more than what you need because you don't know what may happen. All right. Let me move to the next question here or next comment. It says, for veterans like you, what is aid in attendance SMC for? Even on the VA's healthcare side, they have someone to come by and check out if you want help. I have a friend who is still able to get around slowly, and the VA gave him a device to wear around his neck to press whenever he needs help. Okay, you kind of answered your own question, all right? I've said this many times before. Aid in attendance is when you need the help of another person. It doesn't have to be every day, but there are activities that a normal person can do, whether it's taking a shower, whether it's going to the bathroom, whether it's brushing your hair, your teeth, putting on your prosthetics, getting dressed, things of that nature, right? When you said he's able to do it, but he can do it slowly, he can still do it. That's why he's catching hell. If they put you in a room and they say, get dressed, better yet, when you go to a CMP exam, they always do the same test. They're either going to knock something off their desk right in front of you to see if you'll bend down and pick it up if you say you got back problems, or they'll ask you to take off your socks and shoes. Those of you that have been to CMP exams, y'all know this. This is a routine thing that they do to test to see, because they want to get you talking to forget. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions in the beginning. They want you to forget. Because if you're legitimately disabled, you would first thing you say, I can't reach, I can't bend down there and pick that up, or I can't take off my socks and shoes. That's when they know it's legitimate. But when people are talking and they're not thinking, they'll just bend down and do it like they normally would at home. These are little tricks that they do. Okay, those of you who've been going to CMP exams, as many as I've been to, you should know these are the things that they do. But to get back to the point, when you said he can still do it, he just does it slowly, that eliminated him right there. When you said they gave him a button he can press when he needs help, he doesn't need help that often. If he was unable to dress himself, whole different situation. If he's unable to get in a wheelchair by himself, or get in prosthetics by himself, or take a shower by himself, whole different situation. But when you said he can do it, but he can do it slowly, that doesn't have to matter how much speed is involved, he still can do it. The fact that he can do it, just eliminate it. Yeah, they'll send a LPN to your house to help clean, because that's like maid service, to be honest. They'll keep you company. They'll clean your place. Hell, they'll even cook for you. That's not aid in attendance. But if they sent a nurse, and let's say that you had a catheter, or you had diapers, or you had something that required a nurse to assist you, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different deal. The fact that he could do it eliminated SMC right there. Okay. If the hospital, which gave him that necklace, thought that he really needed help, they would have signed him up for the caregiver program. When they give you that necklace, you damn near there. Okay. When you got to press that necklace for help, you damn near there. All right. But the fact that he can still do things on his own legally, they can't do anything until he can't do it. Once he can't do it, that then puts you in a different category. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. And I think the rest of these I already answered except these right here. Let's see. This is from The Truth About Social Security for Illegal Immigrants. This says, if you do not receive Social Security, they should not have to contribute to Social Security. So this person is saying that if they're a legal immigrant in the United States And for those who are not familiar, when you are an illegal immigrant, or when you are an immigrant in the States, shouldn't say illegal, when you're an immigrant in the States and you're working, they're taking out Social Security, right? But they can't collect it. They can't collect it until they become a citizen, but they are still taking it. What I don't think this person understand that said this is that they do this in all countries. I've been here almost 9 years. Guess what I pay? I pay into their Social Security system. I'm not a citizen yet. I'm not collecting anything, right? So sometimes people think because they're in the United States that everything just evolves around the United States and no other countries are doing the same things. All of these countries are doing the same things, bro. When you sign up to either get a visa to live there full time or be a resident or become a citizen, right? Before you get to become a citizen, you're paying into their system. You're paying into their health care, you're paying into their Social Security, and you're paying taxes. That's just a fact. So it isn't just the US, okay? Again, I think sometimes we get caught up in thinking this is just an American thing. No. Like with ICE in the US, right? Have you guys been keeping up what's been happening in Spain? Same type of thing. They had a border run of immigrants hit the border in Spain. It's been all over the news. It's been all over the news here. I don't know if you guys have seen that in the US, because the US news doesn't always show you guys everything that goes on everywhere else, but that's been all in the news. Okay. So just don't think that because the US is doing something, that the US is the only country that does it. They're not. All these other countries do the exact same thing. If you get a retirement visa, you never try to become a citizen the entire time you're in that country, living in that country, at least longer than 6 months, you're paying taxes, you're paying into their health care, and you're paying their Social Security, period. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Answered that one. I think I'm caught up on all the questions. And on Mondays, I'm gonna start answering all these questions again on the Q&A. I'm start doing on Mondays. Help you guys out with that instead of waiting till now. On Mondays when they come in, I'll just start answering them again on Mondays in a video, and then whatever else I need to put in. But what do you guys think about the AI videos I've been putting out, where it basically explains whatever it is that, like the last one I put out was the racial disparity with the Department of Veterans Affairs when it comes to Black veterans versus white veterans. I'm curious to know what you guys think about those types of videos and explainers. Some of them I've done where there are visual explainers, and some of them are just like a conversation you can hear while you're driving in a car, right? As they explain the different things from the GAO, Government Office of Accountability, and the Inspector General's office, where it talks about the disparity, I can't even say the word right, between the races. Curious to know what you guys think about that when I put those videos out. What's going on, Mr. B? How you doing?
Yo, I'm doing just fine. About yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad. So what do you think about those videos, Mr. B? Those explainer videos that I'm putting, those AI videos?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, try to get as much information as being as accurate as possible, and then just let it, do its thing of trying to explain the most easiest way it can explain it.
Yeah, because sometimes, if you start talking about 38 CFR in a certain way because it's written in the passive voice, and some people just can't grasp that. That's being honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For sure.
Because you could keep it, because like the baddest thing about, just say if you have whatever your profession is, the hardest thing about your profession is you can talk to somebody else about what's going on. But if you try to use the same lingo with an average layman, they ain't gonna know what you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, they lost. Yeah, they lost.
You'd be sitting there, and I think that was one of the hardest things being an industrial hygienist is putting it in layman's terms. Try to tell a person, and if you don't, they'll just be sitting there looking like deer in the headlights. You be sitting there looking at him, he look at you, and be like, "Huh? What did you just say?"
Well, if you notice, it is different with each person, Mr. B, because
Mhm.
if I talk to my cousin and his wife, we're going to have a whole different
Oh,
conversation
oh,
than what we normally have because, that's a master's degree, a graduate degree. And sometimes
yeah,
I can ask them, what the hell does that mean?
yeah. Because you start using certain different words and stuff, and people be like, you understand what I'm talking about?
Right. Because most college graduates, I can keep up with most college graduates because,
Mhm.
I got a couple degrees myself. But when I'm talking to people that's like professors and whatnot, they start using words. I'm like, hold on, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that word means.
you got to get in a roller. Sometimes you have to get in a Rolodex, and all of a sudden you have to sit there, and I'd be like, sometimes I'd be trying to grab because I used to have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? When you sitting there talking to have to deal with like lawyers and then doctors and stuff like that. Hey, you gotta understand it, especially because because in my field you have to learn anatomy, physiology.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'll just tell you right this: you wouldn't want to take that course again, man. That course was just you know what I'm talking about. You sitting there
Oh yeah.
talking with some. They
Look,
said you need to go out there and do this, 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 and then you deal with. And some people say there, you know it all. I said, man, do you understand what the job that I used to have to do before? I had to go to every single career field and sit down there and watch people like guinea pigs, and they hated it. You understand what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Each single step, I had to write it down and put it in a case file, what they did. You know what I'm saying? So, and it would be annually. So you're gonna know. You know what I'm talking about, different things.
It's kind of like with my field with HVAC, right? I had to know a little bit about plumbing. I had to
Hmm.
know a little bit about electrical,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, how to get the
Hmm.
city to, get a license for the city or to get the city to
Hmm.
sign off to change out whatever. There's
Hmm.
a lot, right?
And
I,
you had
I wasn't expecting that when I first got in. I thought I was just dealing with this, but no, this involves plumbing, heating, electrical, and HVAC. So you're
and
talking, three different
and
fields that all tie together, and you got to know these things.
and you got to learn how to look at as built too. Now you know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
like with new
See,
construction, I got to learn
yeah.
how to read. Man,
Hey,
look,
look, and you know what I used to do? Like when your career field, guess what I used to do?
well,
I used to sit there, I had to read the as built, whatever you guys gonna put in, and I had to approve what you guys gonna do. And I have to sit there. And sometimes if you're doing doing your job, so I have to sit there and go like this and watch you. And people hate. And one thing that people hate the most, if somebody's over your back and saying, "How much of that
yep,
did you use?"
yep.
And you be sitting there going, "Yo, man, I gotta get my job done. Stop asking me questions. You don't want that."
Perfect example is when I worked at Boeing in Mesa, Arizona. Man, that was the worst. And I told Barry, but man, that was the worst setup I've ever been through, dude, because it takes you half the day just to set up to get through their safety protocols. Before you do any work, you got to lay out cones. If you're using a lift, you got to bring the lift up. The lift has got to be covered. You got to be in a protective suit with a strap on, with a cable. You got to, man. I said, bro, this is I'm serious. It's at least 2.5 hours of your morning that you've lost just setting up. And then at the end, you got to take another 2 hours just to get all that stuff put back away to come back and redo it. But the worst one at Boeing, because we did that one out in an industrial area. The worst one Clean room. For those of you who ain't never dealt with a clean room, okay, you got to put on a suit. And all that stuff I was talking, you still got to do all that stuff too in a clean room.
Mhm.
Man, that was the worst.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
my God.
Markel, you know the guy that be watching you, the guy you're talking about? That was me. That they call it differently on the outside, safety and stuff like that. That's industrial hygienist. I know you hate it. They called us the Grim Reaper, bury the bad news. You hate
Yeah,
messing with us. You hate dealing with us because we ain't compromising nothing. If you ain't
no,
doing like that, we like no. Mm-mm.
Mr. B, we done ran a whole line. We done sat back. Okay, we got this done. Guy comes in. Nah, that's on the wrong side. What? All of it got to come out and turn around the other way. Oh my God, bro. Are you serious? Oh,
Hey, let me explain something to you. You know, like a plumber lays some pipe, like just say if a main broke, a water pipe, and all of a sudden I drive up and I see that and I said, nobody notified me about that. And I walked down there and I asked the guy, the contractor, I said, I said, you know how many lengths of pipe you laid there? He said, yeah. He tell me. I said, you gonna super chlorinate that? He said, what? I said, are you going to super chlorinate that before you hook it back up to the system? Man, that guy with his face would be so, man, you should have seen, man, they'd be ready. Like they want to kill me. Or I see
yeah.
him digging a hole, a deep hole, and I'd be like saying, so when you guys gonna contact me for that confined space? And
Now
they'd be sitting there going,
I'll say this, Mr. B. I'm going to cut you off. It's not that they don't want to do it. It's because when they bidded the job, they bidded it tight so they could win the job. So
Mhm.
anything that they can kind of cut, they're going to try to cut it, right? Because
Yep.
they don't have that much profit margin in there because they bid it low to get the job. But
Right.
bruh, when you got an inspector over your head, especially for the company, and he watches
Mhm.
everything you
Mhm.
do, no, you can't get up there that way.
Mhm.
You got to come down and
Mhm.
call first and
Mhm.
come back. Man,
Mhm.
I'll be so glad when this job is over.
That's
But
why
yeah,
they
it's
said,
hell.
yeah, it'll drive you nuts. It'll drive you nuts.
He said you must be able to discern what is real, what's not when you're watching anything. Make sure you get your information from a reliable source. I don't believe anything you see or hear. Wow. Come on, man.
You know what? Hey, listen to this. Listen to this. I
Wow.
really don't care. I really don't care.
It's all good, man. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I know, but there's one person. I really don't care. I know what I do. I know what I did, and I know who I am. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's talking about like AI, like the different
Oh, the
maybe
AI.
whatnot. Yeah, but AI.
Oh no. I put something that's I ain't gonna lie, Mark. I put some of that stuff up because I know some people are gonna they're gonna grab a call. You're gonna point it out. This is AI because I see it and I sit there and shake my head. I was like, they can take anybody's face and just like you and take and start look like you're saying it, but it's not you. And putting a bunch of stuff out there, I don't see how they can get away with it on these platforms and why they're not gonna like take it down.
Well, no, they have to. It'll say
Yeah,
AI on it
AI.
somewhere. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's
And
going on, Wally?
Salute.
76ers already rocking their hat.
yeah, we got LeBron James.
Getting in early, huh, Wally?
Nah, I ain't worried about that, man. I ain't worried about no Brian James. How y'all doing?
Hey, can't
All
complain,
right.
man. Above ground. Anytime you're above ground, it's a good day.
Made it
Yeah.
to another Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you best believe that. I dealt with some stuff this past. It was quite the challenging. That's like I'll bring that up and just put it general. People don't realize, like, if you have yourself and a significant other or girlfriend, you are all together, things can happen to the both of you all at one time. Some people are not thinking like that out the box. You follow what I'm saying? And when stuff happens and one can't take care of the other, what are you going to do? You
You
follow what
gotta
I'm
always
saying?
have a plan in place, Mr. B. Like
That's
here,
right.
I usually try to keep a plan in place. Who I can call whenever.
Hmm.
or how we can get to emergency room, hospital, whatever we got to do. You
Hmm.
know, try to get a plan in
You
place.
need some help, something, man? Everything all right?
Oh no, I'm the one. I don't know, man. I've been in all kinds of situations, man. I have been to people's houses that passed away, and I'm dealing with family members and stuff. I seen it all, bro. I
But
seen it all.
I came on Wednesday, and I told you a good friend of mine at a very young age passed away a couple days ago, man. And
My condolences, Wally. My condolences, bro.
Yeah, yep, same here. I know exactly what you're talking. I have been
so
where
I just need to
somebody
make sure that you're good, like you're not in the same predicament or whatever it might be. If you are, then you know what I mean. Then
Yeah.
we need to send our condolences to you as well. You know what I mean? But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. I dealt with it and then helped bury a bunch of people. So I can I can I dealt with it. Just say I dealt with it. Yeah, a lot of it. And I understand where they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about what's before me when I see them and stuff. Because my strong belief, absent from the body means you're with the Lord. And some
mhm.
people can't deal with that, and you know that situation, or walk inside a house that's in chaos and the person's laying there in the bed, what to do, how, you understand what I'm talking about? And the most important part when somebody passed away, if you had to deal with it, is to make sure you can bury them within a short period of time, like 3 days, or try to get things together, because the funeral is
I was
for the family,
definitely
it's for the family's closure, so they can move
sure
on. But the
3 days. That must
longer,
have been
but
that's
no, I'm just saying that's
like
traditional. But what I'm just saying is, it's the longer it takes, is the family
preserve the
members are suffering more and more and more, and you want the suffering, you want them to have closures, and it's really hard. It's really hard sometimes because people try to hold on.
But that's why I
come
said
down to that.
earlier. That's why I
Come
said
down to
earlier
that.
you want
Yeah,
to have all of this already in place.
that's right.
That way, ain't nobody got to be trying to scramble to figure out how they're gonna put you in the ground, how
That's
they gonna take
exactly
care of this, how they gonna take care of that. So
that's exactly
that's
what I was
like
talking
the
about.
worst thing, bro. Is like
And
where the
it's a
money gonna
lot.
come from.
It's a lot of steps, not just the money. After you have the money, there's a lot of steps that has, a lot of things that you have to carry out and stuff like that. And people think it's simple, but it's not, especially if the person doesn't have, a like you're saying, a will or um
Trust.
a
Yeah.
trust. That's part of it. But when you have to go do things like, set up for the funeral and all that kind of stuff, that stuff is really hard, especially when you're sitting across from a family member, because they're so emotional, and you're trying to keep them together and try to get them to understand you're not there to tell them what to do, but you're just sitting there to support them, what their wishes are. And it'd be interesting. You'll see how family members communicate with each other. You follow what I'm saying?
A
And
lot of them don't get along.
But I got two jobs, and it's when it comes to this, it's to bury my mother and my father in the day. That's my responsibility because I'm the eldest, and I'm the man in the family in the day. So that day it will come. You know what I mean?
No,
mhm.
it's
So I don't put
inevitable.
that
Inevitable.
responsibility on my younger brother or my sisters, anything like that. That's my job at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
So to be so to be clear on that, I really don't put nothing on nobody. Everybody mourn and do whatever they got to do. You know what I mean? And man, it's tough talking about this situation, man. It is, man.
yeah,
I don't like coming
yeah.
here
I
and
know.
talking about this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand. I understand exactly what you're
it's
saying,
so
because
prevalent.
it's
So
not,
prevalent.
it's not, it's not that who's the eldest, because some people grieve and somebody else may have to step up and take care of the situation. I know, I know it from a fact. from
Mr. P, I'm
participating in
from
many people.
Philadelphia, sir. You say you from Pennsylvania, like, nah, that should come on it's on a man's back. I can't put it on
It
my
has,
sister.
yeah, I understand that, but it's not really what I'm trying to say to you is it's not really about being a man or whatever. It's about um, a person being in a right state of mind at that time to conduct business. And you'll be surprised when things happen and you need somebody else to help you. Because I had both of my parents are going, and I seen other situations where, like, like okay, I go to church, I go to a real large church, and I seen over over the years, I've been there going to church for a long time. I seen a whole, I don't even want to tell you how many people I seen go to the Lord. But I'm just saying
We at
that it's
that age.
not.
We at the age, and you older than me, so you gonna see a lot more than I. Like I'm
Oh yeah, oh
like,
yeah. But what I'm just saying, what I'm just trying to say to you, Wally, it's not cookie cutter clean like what everybody think it is. It's not like that. You'd be surprised who one person you may see in a light this time, but when that time comes, this person is stronger than this person. You follow what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
that is it's who in control of the moolah. You know what I mean? To make the burial arrangements for the funeral and all that stuff. It's who's left in charge of that. And me
Mm,
knowing the situation, I know that I am.
okay.
So didn't choose to be, but I mean, I accept the role. You know what I mean? Because the time is going to come.
Yeah.
Um, and again, I'm not going to put that on no woman to say, "Hey, you got to take care of the arrangements for X, Y, and Z or whatever it might be." I
It
just feel
ain't
like
that.
it's it's
Okay.
it's, it's a man's role to take the burden. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and comfort his sisters or his mother or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? And not put that burden on them. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
how
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
the world.
I understand what your opinion, but I'm just letting you know from a standpoint of knowing has it doesn't have about being a man or a woman. It's about the state of mind a person is at the time. That's all I'll just say. You understand where I'm coming from?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
people handle different situations differently. You think you're ready, and you may
You're
not be
not.
ready, and somebody else would have to step in. I get what you're saying, Mr. B.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of that in my day, but let's not kid ourselves. Okay,
No.
a lot of family members don't get along, which is why a lot of them don't talk to each other. So when something like that happens, bro, it ain't easy for everybody involved because now they got to deal with each other.
Hmm. And you
So
be
it is
shocked.
what it is.
You be
But
right. You be
I don't want to
shocked.
dwell on this.
You think it's the oldest, and all of a sudden the youngest
Yeah,
it'd be the strongest one in the room. That's all I'm just saying.
yeah, I don't want to dwell on this dude too
Right.
much
Let's get on.
because
Let's get on another subject. This is I I don't like talking about this either, man, because I
but it's a
because
part
it
of life. It
It's
is
yes it
sometimes.
is. Yeah, yeah.
definitely
It's
we born and
something.
died, man. We born and we
Yeah,
born and
it's something that has to be, you know, one time in life you have to sit down and think about it and talk about it because we're not going to be here forever.
even
You know what
for
I'm saying?
ourselves. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, we're gonna.
I had to revamp this week. Like, man, my homie, like we was in the mill together, man. You know what I mean? And he passed on. Like, shit, we ain't that far within the age. I mean, he's a little older than y'all, or maybe he might be at y'all age, but like,
I'll give you an example. My brother died at the age of 50.
Mine
My
died
best my
30.
best friend my best friend when I was brought up with as babies and diapers like at 1 years old, he died at the age of 50.
Yeah, my brother died at 36.
See, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. All of a sudden it hits you and you're like, and you're not thinking. You understand what I'm talking about? It's just boom, it happens.
yeah.
And but that's just that's part of life, you know. Yeah, that's part of life.
But also part of life is living. Live for
That's right.
live for the ones that are here. Live for yourself.
That's right.
Because
That's
they
why.
don't want you. They don't want you dwelling over them, worrying
That's
about
right.
it. Because they moved on. They
That's
have moved
right.
on.
Because
So
like the next second is not promised to you. That's why you're supposed to live life to its fullest. Because you don't know when you don't know
That's
when
personal
you're gonna
promise,
leave
man.
this earth.
You're
There's
right.
not you're not promised anything. But that's why people should live, live life. Cause like you got to keep living, man. You got to
yeah,
keep going.
live life legally. Don't do
Yes.
anything. Don't do anything out there to get your ass locked up because you say you living life now.
And you be living life in prison. Life imprisonment.
Live legally. Legally. Okay?
Yes, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you clarified that.
Anyway, though,
Nah, people gonna do what they're gonna do, man. But yeah, live life. Live life. Whether it's, I
Hmm.
mean, hopefully it's legally, but if it's illegally, then you gotta go sit behind the wall. More on you, whatever it might be. But just live life, man.
I ain't trying to look at no walls but mine in this apartment. That's the only walls I want to see. Like,
We not. But I'm sure we got a few family members and friends that they choose otherwise or whatever it might be.
they choose what they want. I know what I'm choosing. Be inside this apartment. I don't know. Now,
Hmm.
ain't nothing out there in them streets for me, Wally. Nothing. Street lights come on. It's time to go home. Nah, ain't nothing out there for me.
Hey, Markel, you talking old school there? Street lights.
Yeah, them street lights
you
come
remember,
on.
you remember you were younger. You
It's
remember
not
you were
even
younger.
old school. We was young. You
You,
know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Parents
I
say,
remember,
no,
look, when the street lights come on, you better bring your ass
you,
in the house. You know what I mean?
that's right.
For a
You better,
reason.
hey, you ain't had to say nothing. You see that light, that street light
Oh,
flicker?
you
You be
hear
like,
it. You hear it.
yeah, clunk,
It
clunk,
started
clunk.
buzzing. I ain't got but a few minutes.
It's
I got to get
nothing
on
out
up here.
There's nothing out there but danger, man.
You be beating feet. Hey, look, you be beating feet. You be beating feet going home. Hey.
Yeah.
I used to stay out. I used to stay out past because we still was doing ding dong Dixie and playing hopscotch and catch a
Yeah.
girl and all that stuff on the block. But nowadays, yeah, when the
Oh, this is a
sun go
different world,
down,
Wally. This
Oh
is a
yeah.
different
I,
world.
I,
It's a whole
I'm trying
different
to have
world
my ass
now.
out.
Hmm.
I don't need to be out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
this is a different
Yeah.
world, man.
cool, man.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know what's crazy though? People have more access and easier ways to talk to each other than what we had. We had to write letters or
Yeah.
make a phone call. They can see each other and talk to each other now, right?
Hmm.
But I was
Yeah.
talking to my one friend.
FaceTime.
Yeah, I was talking to my one friend, Wally. He went out to this nightclub in the States. He said, man, this nightclubs ain't like they used to be. He said he ain't been in a nightclub in probably 10, 15 years. Ain't nobody dancing no more, bro. Everybody on their phone. Everybody standing on the wall looking at each other. I said, man, we used to be out there getting it.
That's
You
right.
drenched in sweat
And
by
trying,
the
That's
time you
right.
come out
That's
there.
right. So I'm gonna
trying to
ask
get
a
a drink.
question. So my question is, if you're on your phone and you're sitting there, that, why you go there?
They on their
You can
phone
stay.
talking to each other.
You can stay on. You can
It's the
stay at home and
norm.
do that. You can
Mr. B,
stay
you
at
don't
home and
understand.
You're
My
you're
youngest,
absolutely right.
my youngest used to be right next to her friend. They talking to each other on the phone. They ain't even looking at each other. They on the phone texting each other. I said, what this?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. This is when I used to work. When I speak. When I my job. I remember a guy. We were in cubicles, right? And he would email me. I'm in the next cubicle next to him, and he'll email me. I said, man, you do know all you got to do is say something, and you're right next to me, or you stand up, and I can see you. You know what I'm saying? I can hear you, and I can see you, and you're gonna email me something that
Now, well, with
it,
work,
it,
when with work, they try to make sure they keep a record of shit. You know what I mean? So email is a record of that. I asked you
actually
that.
know.
no, I'm not. I'm
So
not talking
if
about
that,
that.
I'm
I'm not
covering
talking
my
about that.
ass.
Let's go to. Let's
Covering
go
his
to.
ass.
Let's go to lunch. You want to eat at this place? Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking
Oh,
about professor. I'm just talking about you want it started like that. That's why I said, man,
How did you work at? What a woman.
No, is we used to
Sitting right next to you
communicate.
in the car, that's gonna
We
be
used to communicate. We used to communicate with a lot on the on our computers, and that's all because we be writing reports most of the time, and you multitask, and then all of a sudden, plop, 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 they'll just you have different screens up there. They'll be emailing and writing a report at the same time, and then it got so used to it, and it's just crazy. I just said, man. I mean, one time I stood up and said, "Stop! Don't send me no money. Talking about let's go to where you want to eat at. So won't you just stand up and say something?" I'm like, I got on my nerves.
All right, I got a question for you guys. We're gonna switch this up real quick. Wally, are you familiar with a influencer named Officer Tatum?
I am.
Okay, help me understand something, right? Because I understand some points he makes are legitimate. Probably 10% of what he say is legitimate. The rest of what he says, though, is a bunch of I don't know what the hell. But anyway, I'm trying to understand because he seems more like a grifter. He to me, I'm just saying to me, he sounds like someone who's grifting for the other side to give him money just by saying things that they mainly believe. Not that they're true, but he exacerbates things as if they're true in order to get the other side to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I listened to him a couple of times. At first, I was sitting there listening to what he was saying, and then it had me turning my head, going, it just some of the stuff it just don't add up what he's talking about. And I'm like saying, how can you say that? You know what I'm saying? You
How can you
know.
do what? How can you? I mean, come on, you gotta elaborate because I mean,
Well,
like,
like how can he his assumptions about what happened when all of a sudden all the guy's body parts is not with his body in the second autopsy, or he don't know the results of the autopsy, and you don't know the full results of the autopsy, and he's supposed to be a former police or detective. You
okay,
can't do that. You can't. How you gonna
He
make
was never a
assumptions
detective.
without everything?
He was never a
He's
detective.
never a detective, but I'm just saying, how you gonna make an assumption and you don't have all the evidence? It
we
don't make
all
no sense.
we all make
Right.
presumptive assumptions, Mr. B. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. Just looking at whatever we're talking about at this particular time, we all make assumptions. You know what I mean, and whether we express it online or whatever it might be, it comes out. Um, me, I just want conclusive evidence and see what it is. I'm not going to make whatever it might be based on race or none of that. What's the facts? Like how did this young man pass away?
Right.
That's all I want to know.
But
I'm not
that
on that he was with a particular group of people or whatever it might be. Just what happened at this point?
yeah.
What happened? You know what I mean?
See, but
I don't know.
right, but the thing is, there's a difference between that and a professional judgment. You understand what I'm talking about? He's sitting there trying to go from his professional judgment, not one of layman's
Nah,
assumption.
Yeah, he's not a professional though.
it's
That's
going
that's
That's what I'm saying. He's
on.
presenting himself. He's presenting himself. No, he's presenting himself as a like he's giving
Like he's a
professional
coroner?
judgment.
correct.
Coroner?
He's an influencer, Mr. B. That's what I meant
Yeah.
by social media is
Right.
just a bunch of
Right.
sales now.
Right.
He presents himself and gives himself a title he's never had. You understand what I'm saying? He's making
Yeah.
it sound like this was his profession when all he was a police officer.
Or
He's an
a
he's an
football player.
ex-football player, an ex-cop, and now he's a social media influencer.
Right.
And like with most influencers, they'll tell their people what they want to hear. Okay, that's all he does. He's not the only one. There's another guy that has this thing where he calls it the EBT crowd or the EBT community, right? There's another one. He calls it some watermelon
Yeah.
watermelon,
Yeah.
something. These are influencers who are
Hmm.
speaking to a specific set of people to get them to watch and donate to their channel. That's all it is. It's no different,
What
right?
about the one guy and people that because he's a comedian and everybody thought he said, man, hey, look, man, I got my mortuary degree. Remember him? The comedian that he works in a funeral home and he prepares bodies and all that. What is he?
Who Mr. B? Who? You
Oh,
tell
what
me.
it is? I put him in the chat. He always he's a
Oh,
comedian.
the guy with the big eyes.
Yeah. He's
Oh, him.
he actually has his degree, and he's like, and people were like saying, "Wait a minute." He said, "No, I." He picked up his degree. He said, "Look, I went to school for this. I got my college degree. I went to school," and he said, "Look, something's wrong." He said, "All the body parts supposed to be when you transport the body for the next second autopsy." He said, "Why did they keep his organs, his other parts of his
Aubrey,
organ, his lungs and his neck?"
Aubrey,
He, s- he said that was really weird because they still haven't given him that part. He said because usually we have a
Aubrey,
funeral,
shut your door.
usually all the body parts go into the grave. You don't bury somebody without all their body parts.
Mm.
I don't know, man. The whole thing sounds weird, but all I know is that a lot of people are grifting off of like they do everything else. Everything has become
Yeah,
a grift.
yeah.
A way for people to try to make money off somebody else's tragedy.
What's
Yeah, it's sad too. All that mother and that father wants to know what happened to my child. That's it.
I mean,
uh,
they got to try to piece it
agree,
together.
but yeah, with social media, and I'm sure that they probably don't want the social media to be involved or whatever it might be as it is, but
Yeah, but people
that
are
is what
beating
it
that.
is.
Yeah, I know, but the people in the news and online, they're beating the parents. I mean, they're like slamming their heads up against this. All they want to do is know one thing: what happened to my child? How come they got his organs? How come they won't release him? How come they won't tell me nothing? I'm gonna tell you right now, I I can understand what
What
they're.
state did this
Yeah,
happen?
yeah.
I think it would have
Miss,
happened in Mississippi. Mississippi.
Oh
yeah.
hell no! Oh no! Yeah, no, shit. Y'all already know how I feel about the goddamn South, bro. What? Ain't going nowhere near that motherfucker.
I said Markel, he ain't gonna allow the pilot to put the wheels down. I said,
Hell
don't you?
no.
No wheels down.
At the line of emergency.
You ain't gonna do a flyby. You said you ain't gonna have him put the wheels down. No flyby.
No, let's glide on to the next airport if we can. We got to come down. Fuck that. We ain't going down
I'm,
nowhere in the South.
I'm with you on that flight, Doc. On this one, I'm on your flight, man, because like this
Yeah.
is ridiculous, man. Like,
Bro, Wally, let me tell you something, bro. And no knock to my people in the South. No knock to y'all at all. No knock. What I'm getting ready to say, don't take it personal. But there ain't no way in here. I'm sorry. No way. Southern hospitality had it for the first 20 years of my life. I ain't looking forward to not one stitch of it. No goddamn way. Nowhere.
Let me take a sip.
I'm just being honest, bro.
You making
I'm
me
being
choke.
honest. I grew up in the state of Alabama, man. Hey, don't ever plan on stepping foot that motherfucker again. They could offer me whatever. Not happening. Not happening.
I had a partner that he did a speech and he talked about Tennessee and that joker talked about how much he disliked Tennessee and he would never go back. Same way you're talking right now. And he just a this he it was a bunch of us in front of the Air Force audience and stuff and he got up there and he just got really serious and we were just sitting up there shocked that I didn't know what he was going to say what he had to say, but it was in a half hour because we had to give a half-hour speech, and he was all factual. What he said,
Say
but
how you feel.
I clapped. I said, "Shoot, that's a good
Let me
speech."
Let me say this real quick, but Wally, I commend you, bro, because you're doing something that most won't do to be a dad, to be with their kids, bro. I know that's what you're supposed to do, Wally, but I commend you, bro, because I'm gonna tell you right now, them kids be flying out. They be so familiar with the goddamn airport on both ends. Shit, because I'm not going to let motherfucker. No, sir. I would put them on first class flights, bring them right to me whenever they got to come out. Because other than that, bro, no, Wally. I can see it in your face. I can hear it in your voice, Wally. You miserable, dog. You ain't never gonna say it. You ain't gotta say it. You ain't gotta say a fucking thing, Wally. I already know. Coming from where you coming from,
I'm not miserable, but I'm in a position where as though that I gotta bound by the state at the end of the day to be able to be in contact with my children and be close to them. So I'm not miserable, man. As long as I can jump on a flight and fucking go somewhere for a month or whatever it might be. But like I'm I'm miserable of spending what I spent to move here. Yeah. But I'm not my daughter in her room, my son over in his room, you know what I mean?
That's all that matters though, Wally. You taking care of business.
Cool.
You take care of business.
I'm cool.
But let me tell y'all something.
I know where you're coming from.
Let me tell you how backward shit is down south. I can go from Arizona, California, Texas, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, whatever. Processes like that. Switching license, plates, VA information, whatever it is I need to do. It's a simple, and they speak to you like they got common sense. They speak to you in English. You know what the fuck they're saying.
Correct.
When you take your ass down south, oh, they got a system. That's if your ass in a small town, boy, they got a system. They've been fucking over people for years and getting over. How do I know this? Because the one last time I went down south, I took my Camaro to my dad's house. I registered the Camaro right while I was there. Do y'all know that they're charging disabled veterans for plates that they're not supposed to be charging for? See, they tried to pull that same bullshit on me. Now, I've been using my plates in Arizona and California for the longest time, so I know I ain't supposed to be paying a goddamn thing. They said, oh, no, we charge. I said, I guarantee you I'll get my money back. I called the state, the governor's office, and said, hey, what is this? Showed them the rule. Within a week, I got my goddamn money back. But all those other veterans that's in that little town, they fucking them. I don't fuck with the South, bro. It's too much bullshit that they do, that they fuck over people. And I'm not saying they don't fuck over people in other states, but not like they do in the South. I'm gonna tell you that.
Wow. That is deep. Man.
I'll say this. I see a big difference from me leaving from San Antonio to here.
It's a different world. It's like you might as well be out of the country. The only difference is they ain't stamped your passport. You in a whole other world. That's the only difference.
Mark, you wrong.
It's the truth.
Only thing you should have.
It is the truth. Anybody that's moved, like I wish Mr. Miles was on. I guarantee you, Mr. Miles will tell you, shit, it's like in a whole nother country. Or you leave the South and you go somewhere else, and then you see how much easier it is to get shit done than it is fucking with them people down south. Shit.
No, when you do this, you cover your mouth like you want to say something, but you like, you know what? It's probably better for me to just keep my mouth shut because
keep it moving.
No bullshit.
I mean,
go ahead and keep it moving.
Bruh. No, I'm good.
No, I've been in the South too, and there's a whole lot different that I noticed how they move. They move on their own time too.
I ain't got no problem with that, bro. You move
No,
on
I'm
your
not.
own
I can understand. I can understand do moving your own time, but I remember one time I was told you must not be from around here.
Nope.
And that's when I just sat there and took my tilt my head. I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
Bro, Mr. B, I had this weekend, man. When I got posed a question from a woman, and I had to just bear down. I had to just be like, but I couldn't do it because I knew it would cause an altercation, whereas though it would involve then the police is going to. So I just stood down.
What? Damn, bro.
Wow. She must have said something deep to you. She must have said something really deep to you.
No. What? Okay. So what happened was I said that one of my children wasn't going with the other parent or whatever. You know what I mean? And during my parenting time or whatever, but I ain't getting into it.
All right.
I love San Antonio, right? I loved it. Nah, yeah. Because I you know what? I reveal a whole lot of stuff on this joint because y'all my friends or whatever it might be, but I think some stuff that is getting taken off social media and getting fed to whoever is getting fed to. Everything I say is facts. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
I'm gonna leave out.
Hey, Wally, with San Antonio, so say I wanted to move to San Antonio, or I was thinking of purchasing a home, like I was going to use my certificate to purchase a home in San Antonio. What advice would you give me if I'm like, okay, while I'm thinking about moving to Texas, I'm thinking about moving to San Antonio. Hey, I got this 130,000 the VA's already gave me. I probably can put another 150 with it. I don't know, maybe another 200 with it, get a house for 350,000. What you think?
If it's like that, I'm gonna take it to some nice areas and say, hey, this is a good neighborhood or whatever it might be. That's the biggest thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to put you in a good spot for whatever money that you're trying to spend, because there's a lot of real estate and property out here in San Antonio at the end of the day, but depending on what you're spending is depending on where you're going at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you're spending 100 to 250. All right, we're gonna put you here. You're spending 250 to 500. Cool. You're spending an M or whatever. I know all the places. You know what I mean? So it just depends. I'm gonna put you in touch with a realtor that's going first time in August. Granted that they said I was supposed to do something else, but they didn't tell me. But I mean, Texas it has its regions or whatever it might be, but in San Antonio, it's spot on as far as VA support is concerned.
The only thing I didn't like about San Antonio, like the houses and stuff, how they're built. And my one friend, he lived in a really, really nice area. And I was just looking up, and I was like, yo, man, what's that big crack up there? He said, that's a settling crack. That's not no settling crack. I said, man, that don't look like a settling crack to me. I was like, that looked like somebody took a sled to me. You know what I'm saying? The crack, because of the
land settles, yes.
Right. And the land settles and stuff like that. That's the only thing that bothered me with construction, because I don't know, maybe I'm too. No, but I just look at it and stuff. You just take out like inside their houses, you see a lot of settling cracks all over the place.
So stuff don't shift up north, Mr. B. I mean, I ain't lived up there and
no, it's just that to me it looked like they don't plumb things very well down there, because you can make up for that. But anyway, because a lot of the houses down there are slab on grade.
I agree with you, but I think, okay, so I'm up here now, and I'm in the southeast, and I'm looking at stuff. Stuff is still settling here.
Yeah.
And they probably could patch it up or whatever it might be, but it's just not. And down there, man, like.
Oh, down there, man. The houses down the house. Don't get me wrong. Down there and the houses down there in Texas, man. They live, man. I seen a bunch, man. I know people got some some really nice houses and stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
you can get some really nice properties out there. And if you paying like 600,000 or something, man, you get you a really nice place.
Then you won't see what you're talking about. But if you paying 100 or 250, that whatever we was talking about, you gonna see that. Like the house is gonna shift. It's gonna shift because on the property or the land that you own at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But you paying 600 to like no, they're gonna have this stuff talked up or whatever you might want to call it, whatever. But it still happens, but you're just not gonna see it.
Yeah, you also got to look at the builder, Mr. B. Who's the builder?
That's what I'm
Builders,
talking about.
builders have different
That's what
reputations. I mean,
no,
is it
that's
D.R.
what yeah.
Is it
Yeah, that's
any of the other ones that are out
yeah,
there? Richmond
that's
Home?
yeah. I'm that's me. I'm very particular. That's just me.
Oh, he said, would you recommend moving to San Antonio?
But you, let's move to San Antonio. Yes, absolutely. I mean, if you
What
can
about
deal with the heat, the hot heat in the summertime is going to come, and just depending on what part of town you stay in, I mean, I can influence you to stay in a certain part. But yes, absolutely,
what
I
about
didn't leave.
what about outside of Houston area? What about that, Wally?
Now we talking about age demographics.
Okay.
For us, cool. Yeah, we're gonna be settled. But in the inner city where all this
No.
so there's an epidemic with STDs going on
Yeah,
in Houston, just period, whatever it might be. So outside of that epidemic,
Wow, I didn't know about that.
what?
Wow.
Hey, Mr. Johnson, I would say you're right. Florida is different if you're talking about the southern half of Florida. If you're talking about Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that part of Miami. I mean, that part of Florida. Hey, I don't even consider that the South because you got a melting pot of everybody from around the world that lives in
Oh
Miami
yeah.
and
Oh
Fort
yeah.
Lauderdale. Now,
Oh
when
yeah.
you start moving north,
No, I live in
Mhm.
Eglin, which is north. Yeah, it's
Mm.
north.
you start
Yeah.
moving north in Florida, yeah, now
Tampa.
I
Tampa.
can't mess with none of that. No.
I got first cousins, a lot of first cousins in Miami down there. A
But
whole
no,
lot of them.
I got some friends in Tampa where as though they saying that the alligators is running up on they had to build an
Oh yeah.
additional protection garage because they in a canal whereas though they coming up on their land that they like
Hey, I lived in Tampa for 2 years, and I'm telling you right now, bro, them alligators, they everywhere, bro. I couldn't deal with that. That's why I'm glad I Malik them gators out there. Mm-mm.
See, I thought about that wallet because I was thinking about okay, my second spot, let it be Florida. Now I think I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico. I fuck with them stones, so I fuck with them alligators, dog. Now,
And them big old snakes.
yeah, Florida got too much going on, man. Too
yeah.
much going on down there to be messing with that. So Puerto Rico got a lot of stuff right around it. You get bored, hey,
What
you
about if you
go,
stay in the like the part of Miami, the concrete jungle, like just a bunch
I ain't
of
saying nothing,
concrete.
Miami. I don't want no part of Florida. Even though I'm registered to vote in Florida, I don't want no parts of Florida.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I did that so I don't worry about state taxes.
The concrete jungle. What you talking about, Mr.
The
B?
part that's all
Downtown.
concrete downtown where all the concrete's
Yeah.
at. 'Cause they
What
ain't, that's the only part I would stay is where the concrete jungle and
Man,
nothing but
Mr. B,
concrete.
I looked at some of the pricing over there, bro.
I know
What
they
they
off the chart.
asking for a shack? Oh, hell no. No, sir. While I looked at some condos, ain't even in the best spot. 700, 800,000. And
Oh
that shit like
no.
like somebody's grandmother just moved out. That old ass
Yeah.
furniture. No.
Wow.
No, can't do that.
They're not even renovating the place.
That's for you. You buy and renovate.
That ain't for us, man. We on a bigger and better things, man. We talking about
I don't want no fixer. I understand. I don't want no fixer upper. I ain't got time for no fixer upper.
Hey, but
better than that, man. At the end of the day, man, like.
Hey, but Florida, I mean that part, Miami is a consider because it's a melting pot. You got every flavor you can think of.
Oh yeah,
Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. Whatever it is you can think of, they're there.
Yep.
All of them coming off the island, all of them coming from south, wherever it is, they right there in Miami.
That's right.
But you got to pay to play to be in Miami.
Oh yeah, you do.
Don't even take your ass there. Don't be trying to live on the
no. You forget that. You free. My cousin, my cousin live down there. You know, you just forget it. You ain't. If you gonna live in Miami, you better bring that. You better bring that dough with you.
That's not even realistic, man. Like I mean, if you go down there and travel for a weekend or a week, and you go to Broward, or you see certain stuff, or you go to Miami Beach or South Beach, whatever. Like it's not realistic because okay, this is what's going on. Like almost like you in a different country, I guess. I don't know, man. But you go down there, whatever it might be, and you go back to something else that wherever you're at, unless you're in a mix and you right there, you got a condo on the beach or the island or whatever it might be. Man, it's a different living, man. It is.
Hold on, fellas. I'll be right back.
Every house I looked at, Wally, started at $1 million. I had to sit.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million. I said, man, no. So you know what we started thinking about, Wally? Doing what's called slow travel. Like travel the world. Because her daughter got 2 more years and then she'll be in college. She'll be out of high school.
Okay.
We thinking about doing like what Mike was doing, but just do it full time. Just stay out. Stay somewhere a month, maybe 2, then slowly move somewhere else. Fuck it. Because I ain't trying to own nothing, man. I don't want another house. I don't want no car. I don't want nothing. Nothing.
That's a good idea. That's a damn good idea. And just going with the pace of how the economy or how we moving at this particular point in time. You know what I mean? Just try to keep up with the pace, but still know what our lane is at the end of the day, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, because that whole idea of owning a house, Wally, I just don't. It doesn't move me anymore to own. I've owned 4 in my life. I don't.
Again, I still like. I mean, that it'd be a one-up accomplishment for me. Like, oh, I actually own the house. Okay, now what? Like I mean, there's no residual from me on that. Whereas though, like, all right, well, I'm leaving this to my children or whatever behind, like, and they may not want to live in this state or in this crib or whatever it might be. Like, nah, I'm not. Like, I'd rather put this more to their funds, whatever it might be, or whatever I'm leaving them behind, so they can go and flourish and do whatever they want to do at that particular. Go to college, go to the military. Like they got the options that I never had at the end of the day. So that's my whole thing, man. Like, I'm cool on the house. I mean,
I'll tell you honestly. There's some rooms inside my house I've probably never been in, probably in the last 3 or 4 months.
Damn.
I'm being honest. It's only me and my missus and the house. And some of the stuff there's you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm talking about? I know there's probably some closets I've probably never been in a whole year. And they didn't open the door.
That's exactly what I mean. Whereas though, like, I own the property, but like The kids are going. In this case, his kids is grown, they out. So
and they doing their own thing. And I can understand, Mark, you want to be a nomad. I wouldn't mind being a nomad too, because the kids. I'm just telling you, when your kids get older, they get old. They don't like the way old people smell, man. They don't want to be around you. They want to
let me ask you a question, Mr. B.
get.
So you got your property, right? You and your missus, right? Okay. What's your expectation with your property? When y'all pass on or whatever it might be, is it left for your children or is it going
Of
back to the
course,
state?
of course it's going to. Of course it's going to go to my. It's going to probably go to my kids and stuff. But in my way of thinking and their way of thinking, they know. Um, you don't know what you don't know what I'm subject to do. I may not, and I let them know. I may not want to stay in this thing anymore. It could be next year. Also, my mind changed like that, and I may want to become a nomad. You never know. That's up to me. They got their own thing going on right now, and if they yeah, I'll leave them something. You understand what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna like have my life built around uh what's gonna be left to them, because you can't, you get in your goal, you gotta live. You know what I'm saying?
But
Especially,
you already set it up, bro. Like I mean, you speaking like you didn't already set this shit up. Like you already got what you got set up for your
yeah,
children or whatever it might be. So
yeah, uh, you know, because when your kids get older, the older and older they get, then all of a sudden they go to high school, they graduate, then after that they go to college, they graduate, they get older. You gotta know, you understand. My kids are like 40 and 36,
okay,
so they're already out in their professional world. They're out there doing their own thing. You follow what I'm saying?
correct.
And they're doing their thing. I don't tell them how to do their thing, because I already got their own self autopilot. So I'm not gonna go. If they ask me, they know if they ask me, I'm gonna give them a straight answer. I ain't gonna sugarcoat. That's just me. I wasn't built that way. But yeah, man. Once they get to a certain age, man, you just gotta let go and live, man. Because
Shit, they
Yeah,
ain't let you go.
that
That you talking
age,
about let them go? They're not gonna let you go.
yeah.
no, no, they don't like. I told you they don't like the way old people smell.
No, they ain't talking about the being around you. They need something. Oh, I need some money. That don't stop.
No, no, they don't do that to me. My kids don't do that, because you know what? Because they know, no, they know I ain't no ATM. They're self sufficient. I let them know. They know.
Oh,
They they
look.
they put
They
things
know.
they put things they put things to the side, and they're sufficient. They're smarter than I am, man. I'll just tell you that. They're really savvy.
Look,
They're really
all I
savvy.
know, Mr. B, is this. We were thinking about the slow travel, watching some of these videos of these people. They stay active instead of being in a house, not being active.
Hmm.
They think of, okay, let me go here. Let me try this place. What's it like living there? Just as a
Right.
regular person, not as a tourist, as a regular person.
That's right. That's right.
Just moving around. You get tired of it.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go try somewhere else.
Hmm.
I don't like it here. Right?
Hmm.
You're not tied to anything, Wally. You're not tied
Right.
to a house. You're
Be-
not tied to an address.
it's almost like you were saying before, Mark. It's just like, okay, my house, it's in good shape and everything, but all of a sudden, um, I needed to replace the roof, so I had to jack out $24,000 just like that. Then after that, I said, oh, I got to paint the house, $8,000 just like that. Oh, yeah. A house is a house, because you got to do maintenance to this thing. It just don't. You have to keep doing maintenance. And I'm gonna tell you right now, not me. I'm not gonna go do. I'm not doing none of this. I'm just gonna go like this. Here's the card. I ain't doing nothing. But the money is coming out of your pocket, and basically, okay, that the house, that all that stuff will pay for itself, but that money is stuck into this house. Mark will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Because there's equity inside the house and stuff like that, but all of a sudden you're living for the house and the house is not living for you.
Correct. That's the part I don't want. I don't want to be living in a house just because I'm there and all that stuff I got in there. I'm stuck. I feel like I'm stuck. That's the main reason why I don't want to own nothing now. I'm free. Anytime I want to bounce one, I can bounce. I'm not tied.
If I would have known, if I would have made a decision 10 years, 10, 15 years ago, I'd probably been like you, Mark. We've been
you made
moving
a decision
around
for your family at the day, but what I'm saying is, it's like I
no, but they were already set, man. My kids are old, man. I could have did
yeah. You
this
said 40, 20,
long, 10 years ago.
You and your lady, right? You and your wife.
We could have been moving around, and at the time, I don't know. I just got comfortable at the time, and you understand what I'm talking about. You get into your own thing.
You got. What was we brought up was on to get your house, get your establishment, and set it up for your kids to come and have somewhere to live, whatever it might be, and everybody live, and you pass on, and somebody got some kid, but they responsible for X, Y, and Z.
They ain't living here. I would say right now, they ain't gonna live here.
No, I'm just think about our forefathers or whatever it might be.
Right, you leave. Yeah, I understand.
They did. They set up where's there was some land or some property. Where's those grandmother and the ones behind them have
inheritance. Yeah.
Passed down generation.
The generational wealth. That's what they call that, inheritance. That's what
for us.
That's what happened. That's one of the biggest things in our community that was snapped away for certain reasons over years. But I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, we supposedly try to live an inheritance.
We are an anomaly, Mr. B. We're not the regular. We're not the we are from where we are from, but we still have the resources to be able to accomplish this at the end of the day. So
that's true. But I would like to be a Mark, just because just move away, because like here with when you own a house and stuff, then just say you move away or you rent it out, this is like a ball and chain, man. This house, it's like a ball, the ball and chain, because you leave here and all of a sudden you rent it out and it's a ball and chain because you have to deal with it.
I couldn't rent it out.
Sell it, man.
That's exactly what I'm like. If I don't want, I wouldn't rent it out. It was a ball and chain. I move on. I'm done.
I don't know how Barry does it. I don't know how y'all do it that own property and allow people to just come in and just disrupt, man.
No. I could have owned a couple of properties out here, because one guy said, "Won't you buy?" And I talked to my uncle, and my uncle told me, he said, "Look, he owned a bunch of apartment complexes and stuff," and he told me, he said, "I don't know if you want to do that." He said, being a landlord, he said that's the biggest headache and that you could ever have. He said, because different states got different laws. He says hard to get people out of your unit. And once they get out, then all of a sudden they messed it up, and then all of a sudden you got to fix it back up, and then all of a sudden he said it's a simple headache. He said they can stay up there almost a year before you can get them out the unit, and then after they get out,
you still paying.
That's right. And then all of a sudden they turn around, they get out. You go inside the unit is destroyed. I said, no, I can't deal with that. I would lose it. I don't have that. I don't know. My skin is too thin. No.
Nah, you just gotta have big money. Whereas though you can say, all right, well, this happened, make the shit fit. But nah, you're right. Just as on on a personal level, where though you let somebody live in something, your space that you pay for, and somebody do something like that, it's gonna take a personal toll. You know what I mean? Versus the business manager or whatever it might be. But that's like, I rent it to you, and this what you do. This is your return on what I like.
Yeah, because you put your in trust, you give them something that is immaculate. Because I wouldn't have somebody come into something that's less. It would be immaculate. Everything would be, and then all of a sudden after you leave, because my one friend, he had big holes, kids had crayons all over the place. The place was immaculate. I never forget it. Landscaping outside, and then all of a sudden the person had $2,000 down deposit. He had all these holes in the wall. And she had a nerve to look him in the face, said, "This means I'm not gonna get my deposit back." They did around about $4,000 worth of damage. I said, no. I said
Look,
my
number
head
one
would
thing you
pop
got to
off.
remember with a renter, they don't own it. They're not invested in it the way you invested in it.
Right.
They don't own nothing.
It's
They just
part
in it.
for them. It's part time.
So if they don't respect what you have in it and treat it the way that you would treat it, you shouldn't expect. I don't care what their credit score is. If they going into that house, they know ain't nothing in there theirs. And all they paid was a $2,000 deposit, they can care less.
Oh yeah.
They
That's
care less.
why that's why right now I wouldn't, and I don't want any investment. I just can't do it because I don't think I have the skin for that, because
Oh
all of
no,
a sudden, because I walk inside the place and I seen the place where it was empty, it was immaculate, and then I walk inside, you got crayons all over all over the place, big holes in the walls. I said and then the backyard you got big old holes where the dog dig the whole yard up, and you had
they got a
sod all in
dog
the back.
and they got kids. Oh yeah, no.
That sod, he got, the whole place was done out in sod, brand new sod and stuff. And you got
That's
big
on
old
him.
holes. Yeah, I
On him,
know, but
you
he
going
learned.
all out thinking that the renter is going to take care of it like you take care of it.
Right,
No,
right.
hell
That's no, that was his first experience with his first house. He learned from that. Or after that, he said, "No, this ain't the way he got it done now." He has it. He has some managers. They go check the house every month. That's how he got it set up.
that was one of the things I liked about Phoenix. Ain't no goddamn grass, it's rocks. Go out there and dig up that dirt if you want to. It's hot as hell outside. Go out there and dig up them rocks. It ain't hard to rake them rocks back.
No,
Ain't no
but I
grass.
didn't. I don't understand how they could, because out here, that's all there is nothing but bedrock. I said, man, what kind of dog they got? I said, what is he, a rock, not a rock waller, but a rock? Because I'm like saying, you see, I'm talking about. You try to take a shovel and dig into it around here, man. It'll bend the blade, man. You can be digging up for rocks. That's all it is around here. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, man, no, that real estate I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into that around here. Mm-mm.
Hey, but some
No.
people that work for Barry, it works. He loves doing it.
Oh, but the fires out here right now, man. Washington State on fire, man. It is hot. Like the areas and stuff. It's o- it's not. This is not usual for this place to be this hot at this time, like this early. They got fires all over the place, man. Wildfire fires all over Washington State, and I can't stand the smell of greenwood. I have a man. You talk about migraines, man. I just be losing it, man. You got to keep all the windows closed too, because of the because of the air. Yeah, man. Mm-mm.
So that shit coming through your town, Mister B. Like, if
Yeah,
you
the smoke, the whole,
if you
because
open
I
your straight up, you'll see smoldering by.
uh, uh, you just say if your car is outside, right?
Mm.
I remember one year ash would be on the top of your car.
You see this shit in Spain, bro? They just broke through the border.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Didn't they say a couple people? They said a couple people got killed. About what, 15 to 20 people, or maybe up to more than that.
Yeah, but this is just crazy. They just bring it to another country.
Open to the look at them. Open the floodgates.
What's going on? I don't know.
This is Spain. The Moroccans broke into
Yeah,
Spain.
they busting them. They busting the borders, man.
Now see,
More of this is going to happen.
If they take that stick and start knocking the hell out of them, they're gonna be complaining.
This is going to happen in a lot of other. Man,
Look, people coming off the beach walking right in.
You right, Mr. B. Like, what the fuck?
you're going to have to.
What are they overtaking? Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Because there's where they're at, there's no opportunity. So they said there's opportunities on the other side of the border. That's why I said it takes the whole world to try to control this stuff, man. That's why you have a State Department. These countries, but right now, man, we think we have it bad here. We have it. Markel, what is Colombia's their currency? Is it based off the U.S. dollar? I know it can't be based off the U.S. dollar.
No. It's not based off the US dollar.
Now, some countries based off a U.S. dollar, and the currency is not doing the dollar is would be strong. But if the currency is not based off U.S. dollar, man, that dollar is getting hammered, boy. People don't understand that.
We getting hammered here.
So all this shit is the United States' fault, huh?
No,
I'm not saying that. No. All I'm just saying it's not the U.S. United States fault. What I'm just saying, but all I'm saying is this. I'll say this: when America gets a cold, the rest of the world gets pneumonia. That's just the way that we're the big dogs, and we're in a world economy, and it's all affected.
Well, what's happening with the dollar right now is temporary. You just got some factors that are playing right now, but it's temporary.
Right.
It's not
And
a permanent thing.
But some people ain't got that dough to wait it out, and it's hammering them right now. Am I right, Marco?
Oh yeah.
They get hammered right now. I know you probably got some, and I seen where some the Grand Exodus down there they cleaned the place up.
Yeah, Wally, I don't know if you saw this. These influencers, they now.
Oh, the
new president is not even in yet. But the problem I have with this, let me give y'all an honest to God's truth. The problem that I have with this is that every week is somebody with our skin color that these people get to see thrown out of the country for this. Yeah. Every week. This is a weekly thing now, Wally. Weekly. And so what do you think they think when they see one of us walking through?
They think we're all the same. They think that's exactly when I was overseas, lived there almost 11 years, and whatever they see on TV or whoever it is, they sit there and look at us sideways like we're them. And I'm like saying, no. They just happen to be black. And that's not me. And you can't, there's nothing you can do about that because.
Nothing. But I tell you what, Migration, Wally, when I first came here, Migration used to be one of the nicest people. They would always show things where they helping citizens and foreigners, this, that, and the other. Boy, they have switched gears. They are not play every video they put out now, throwing somebody out. Get your ass out. We don't need you here for this. We don't need you here for that. And they don't mind now showing their face, Wally. They used to blur your face out and just say it's a gringo that did such and such, throw them out. Now, not anymore.
No, because they get online and bring bad press to their country, saying like whatever they're doing, like this is what their country is all about. And it's
Wally, look, this is Migration's website. This is what they got. They're showing his TikTok page and say he is not admitted in the country. They basically banned him from the country. There he is walking out. Migration used to be the nicest people. Not anymore.
But
Not anymore.
to be honest with you, some of these guys that are doing, if they were doing that here inside somebody else from another country doing that here in the U.S., they'll probably most likely get booted out too. Correct?
Yeah.
Probably right. You're probably
Yeah,
right.
we have one of the first flight. They have on the first flight out of here.
I don't condone none of that.
But all I'm saying though, Mr. B, is all they've been seeing lately is this. This is all they've been seeing in the news lately of being thrown out from the states.
And that's not good. That's why I was saying it puts a target on our back.
And when you read the comment section, keep them out. Don't let them in. It starts from being nice to getting racial, and then there it is.
What do you think? What do you think? Like, I mean, is it fair? Is it impartial? Is it legit?
I mean, I've said this for the longest time, Wally. They brought it on themselves because we're not the only ones that's doing it, but we're the most vocal ones, and we do it the most. If you type in any of these countries and you put S tourism, watch who comes up first.
Yes.
What do you see? The first probably 10, 15 pages is one of us.
It's because of the it got something to do with the algorithm. It got something to do with the algorithm.
I know, and you know that it's not the case. It's okay, algorithm, cool, but we know who are the most that we're just following behind and we're doing whatever it might be, but we're not leading the way in this shit.
That's right. You're right. On social media, what they're saying, if they like what I was saying before, because I have a sibling that deals with this, that deals with this, and she talks about how it picks up, like when you do a search and stuff for different platforms, and all of a sudden when you type in something, it'll bring up certain things.
All I'm saying to y'all is like this.
But it's us.
Around the country, this is what they see, us being thrown out.
That's right.
This is what they see, Wally.
And that's the problem. And that's not, and it's not a full representative of us. That's what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm talking about, Markel? Not all of us like that. Like that dude.
I understand that, Mr. B, but when you show people this enough times, they see it enough times, Wally, what you start to think.
Y'all like that. All it takes is one. And if you keep seeing that one over and over again.
Because it's we're not the only ones, we're the loudest ones. That's what it is. We're not
we're the biggest ones too at the
yeah, we're
but the biggest one
they've turned it into a grift. They monetized it and turned it in a way for them to survive abroad by selling tours and selling whatever on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
Oh wow.
And it's coming back. Yeah. It's coming back to bite. That's
because
now, let me say this part.
I understand exactly what you're saying, because you have guys at groups and say, okay, everybody come over, we're going to do something at this place and we're all going to get together and do all these crazy things. I see exactly what you're talking about.
Let me say this though, Mr. B. This comes from our president, to be honest with you. President Trump. President Trump set up Shield of America. You know what Shield of America is? Shield of America is where they say, okay, we're going to go after all these cartels, all these different groups and whatnot, right? And he got a lot of these Latin countries to sign an agreement to allow the FBI, the U.S. Marshal, Homeland Security, and some from the Department of Justice to come to these countries in order to help whatever it is they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I knew once they came here, Wally,
Oh man, this
It's just a
all
matter of
bets
time.
are all
It's
bets
just
are
a matter
off.
of time now.
All bets are off. Lucky they ain't getting beat up.
No, they lucky they ain't going to prison because
Yeah,
basically what they're doing is pimping. They can go to prison for that. They lucky they just
yeah,
sent them home.
yeah. That's what I said. Getting beat up and put in prison.
Yeah, Colombian prison is not where you want to be.
Nah.
No, you won't be in none of no foreign prison, boy. Because some countries, if nobody comes feed you, you done.
But I'm just telling y'all, dude, if the way it is depicted here is why I try to stay clear. I stay with the locals, bro. Because if you're out there, there's a group of y'all congregating together, you already know.
Oh, you do, you do.
You already know. The police gonna come by, somebody gonna say something. It's like, nah, bro. I don't need them kind of problems.
No, I understand that. I don't think I never lived in the like you try to not live in like an America or concentration America where they live at. Mm-mm. Mostly everybody I used to know that lived overseas, they live in the local community because of the it's just the craziness. There's always gonna be a couple in the neighborhood that act up.
Let me ask you this, Wally, because you keep your ears to the ground. What are you hearing?
What do you mean?
Like you keep up with things that are going on. What are you hearing?
Nah, right now I'm just keeping my ear locally where I'm at right now.
Where's Howard at?
I think he had a date tonight.
Oh,
Did he?
Is it like in the U.S., black people are the mascot for government assistance when there are more white people on government assistance than
that's
black?
true. That's true.
Yeah, pretty much because, like I said, we're not the only ones. We're far from the only ones.
That's right.
Okay?
But we're the
But
ones on
we're
the
the
front page.
loudest ones. We're the most vocal ones. When there's a fight, 9 times out of 10, who fighting out there with the working girls at? Who out there fighting? Is us. On video, is us. Who out there the most showing these parties and whatnot? Because this is how these guys survive abroad. Most of these guys who are abroad ain't got no real job. This is their job, to promote, to have parties, to whatever it is to get you to donate or come spend money with them. And it's not just here in Colombia. DR's the same way.
All over the place. Asia too.
That's why I told you. You go to social media, you type it in, first 10, 15 pages is who? This.
You're right. We're front page.
So
Like
when
front
the
page news.
see this, when the country see it, then it's like, oh, you one of them. It's the stereotype, bro. That's why it's like,
right. I understand exactly what you say, because all of a sudden you be walking around and law enforcement, if you live in the area and you've seen you get to know them and stuff. But if you're new, they'll just stop and they'll look at you a certain way. And
that's the thing, Mr. B. They don't know you from somebody that just got off the plane. They don't know the difference.
That's
they don't
right.
know I've been here almost 9 years versus somebody that just got off the plane. How they gonna know the difference?
And I'm just saying, if you're that neighbor, you live in the neighborhood, you get to know,
Yeah, that's the neighborhood. The neighborhood ain't got nothing to do with the police, Mr. B.
Yeah, but if you get,
when I step outside this neighborhood, Mr. B, they don't know.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. When you get further out, then all of a sudden, you're just a black face. Your front page.
That's why I try to stay out of certain areas, stay away from certain things, bro. I don't want to be associated with it. But it's so bad here, though, Wally, that they're starting to do inspections on Airbnbs. So if you rented an Airbnb, they're going to come by and make sure you're legit. You supposed to be in here, that the Airbnb is registered, because if it ain't, you got to come up out of there. They're going to block it up.
Aren't they getting you before, like you say, you come through customs once you get in there, and they're looking at you. If your itinerary, they ask you about your itinerary better match up, or you getting back on the plane. Is that right?
Oh yeah, pretty much. The way you going, what your plans or whatever you doing there, or whatever it might be. Yeah.
You ain't got no plans? No. Get your ass on up out of here.
Got
They're not playing around, man. I'm like,
gotta
dang.
go. Gotta go.
And
Gotta go.
this is the exact opposite of what it was prior to COVID. Prior to COVID, man, they barely even looked at your ass, stamp your goddamn shit, take your ass on in. Go do what you do.
Yeah.
Didn't this start? These dudes start doing this prevalent during the COVID time. That's when
After COVID, because everybody
after
was locked
COVID.
out. Right after
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah. Right after COVID, it
that's
started to get
when
crazy.
that's when all of this really started to take. There was a couple of YouTubers that were
Hmm.
talking about it that now have switched their content up. They started out with them, and now,
Medellin and Cartagena and,
yeah, and now it's like all these guys. This is their.
Everybody's trying to get better. Everybody's trying to outdo the other guy, and
Well,
here's
no,
a
this
new
is
guy.
this is how they survive abroad, Mister B. I'm just telling you, this is how they make their money.
Mm.
What skill? Think about it. What skill they got other than sitting out there filming women and talking about sex all night? What other
No,
skill they
man,
got?
holding the iPhone up.
Ain't nobody talking about retirement, stock, investment.
No,
Ain't none
no.
of that. That don't sell. That's boring. There's plenty of brothers out there telling people about that. That's boring. But let me tell you about some 304s and go and see this girl over here and go and see that one over there. Oh, you're gonna get thousands to watch that.
And fights. So and so was fighting with
Yeah, you
such
can get
fighting with.
thousands to watch that. That's just the world we live in, bro. Sex
That's
sales.
sad. That's
yeah,
sad.
sex sells.
Sex sales. It is what it is. And it is just this country, bro.
Oh, it's
Shit.
all over the world. It's all over the world.
It's
It's all
period.
over the world. It's all over the world now.
But
Hey, but guess who's gonna be landing solid on land when this shit all comes abrupt. The motherfuckers that's hey, invest, do X, Y's. We're gonna be sturdy, you know what I mean?
I don't know why. Look,
Good.
people do what they do, bro. You a grown man. You want to go travel to do what you do. That's your business. The only problem I've ever had with it is the broadcasting of it, putting this skin color out there as the face of it. That's the only problem I've ever had with it.
Okay.
It's
The
isn't it
only
going to get
problem
to?
I've ever had with it.
Because some of these countries, I think it was the Philippines. They're just shutting it right down. They said you
Yeah.
can't show nobody but yourself on there, and
Oh
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
do,
As far as
if you get caught, you get caught. They taking you to jail. They taking you to jail.
yeah, social on YouTube, Wally, you can't film other people not without their permission.
That's cool.
Even random people on the street, you got to blur them
No.
out.
I don't do none of that shit, but damn.
No, no, that's what I was saying. They're gonna change them. All these other countries gonna catch on. They're gonna start changing them law. Them
Well,
dudes gonna be them dudes
it's
gonna be in the them
no,
be hey
it's different,
Markel,
Mister B.
they gonna be in between jobs. You know what that means? In between jobs? That means you're unemployed.
No, it's different. Each country is different. Take a country like
Yeah.
the DR. The DR is heavily relied on tourism.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Heavily relied on tourism. Here, tourism is only like 4% of their GDP. That's it. 4%.
Hey man, and look, man. In my opinion, if you rely on going out to video people as your current currency or whatever, this is what you
Oh,
make.
you-
You get what you get, man. That's it.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree because I sit
Whatever
there
country you in, you get what you get, man.
and then it's based off of storyline, one person arguing with this person, and I'll be like saying,
You've been on YouTube, huh?
It's all a drift.
no. But
All
what
of
I'm
it is
just
a
saying,
drift.
no. What I'm saying is, when you're on there, like you're saying, Mark, it just pops up. It's all over the place. It's just like it's just our faces. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You can be anywhere, and it's all over the place. And I understand what he's saying. He said it's popping up. It's just that here it is. You're watching. You could be watching some sports stuff, and all of a sudden, boom! You're like, "What is that?" Because like I look at like like Philadelphia Eagles and stuff like that. I have seen where I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, and all of a sudden, right in the middle of it, it'll stop, and then all of a sudden it has something else from another country. I was like, what is this? It's crazy. It is just like you just say you see ESPN, you hear, they'll be talking about sports, and then all of a sudden the other half the other half of the video, it'll be about something else. I'll be like, what is this? Mark, I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Uh,
You see the eagle, you see the sports logo or 76 logo,
oh, you
and you
click
say,
on
oh
not
yeah,
that.
you click on it, and then all of a sudden halfway through the video, you'd be like, what is
Uh,
this?
ad or some shit like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? That's just the way it is.
It is. Yeah, it's like that, Mister B. Nowadays,
And
like yeah, it is.
yeah, it's not like like old days. You click on something about
Something
Philadelphia. The
and watch
whole the whole thing, yeah,
free.
the whole thing would be about Philadelphia Eagles or 76ers or what this team over here
You are
but
absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You are right. I'm looking at my TV right now, and then you got the little shorts, and then you got you got whatever it might be, but it's not something that's
yeah,
completely locked in on what the conversation.
right.
You know what I
And it
mean?
pissed me off. It pissed me off because all of a sudden, here it is, they're talking about some sports and it cuts off, and I want to know the rest of the story. And all of a sudden, you got
Yeah,
some crazy stuff going on. Oh man, I'm like saying, man,
yeah. You gotta go search for other things, man.
yeah, I mess with my team and stuff. I don't want to see this.
The only reason I really noticed it, bro, because it's like me and Eric was looking at different like destinations. We kind of like plan it all out. We'll type in a destination. What do you think pop up, Wally? We'll type in.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
What do you
Right.
think pop up? We'll type in. I don't know, Milan. Ain't nothing
Oh
going on
man.
with Milan, right? But just underneath Milan, oh, what about here in Cartagena? What about here? Blah 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 blah. Blah. Come on, man. I ain't even looking at
It's
Cartagena.
just like
Milan.
you're right, because sometimes like I type in a certain part of, just say Thailand I want to go to, because some people say, oh man, let's go to this, or you type in something like this, and all of a sudden what you
Land a
type
plane,
in is
land a
you won't
plane.
get like you want to see about this area in Thailand. It'll start showing some other stuff, man. I'm like, man, I don't want this. I want to see, what I'm talking about, Markel. Some areas that you want to go sightseeing and all that. It'll show you sightseeing some other some other crazy stuff. The stuff that he's discussing. That's what's popping up.
Oh, Wally, I didn't
Front,
show you your new video, bro. You're in my intro. You ready?
Sure.
Yo, welcome to the stream, everybody. You know we had to do this today. For real, man. Let's get it. Styled up and ready to roll. Welcome to Markel's TV Saturday Roll Call.
now that's wrong, Markel. What I did with them uniforms. You got a nerve to put me in what? I just sit there shaking
Hey,
my head.
Wally ain't got time to be saying nothing, dog.
Hey, Wally.
Sir.
Markel knows he got me in a uniform, and he know how I feel about uniform. He got me in beat. I sit there like this. I start
Hey,
shaking my
but
head.
the video was a nice, clean video. It wasn't nothing
Yeah, it
crazy.
was.
That was clean and
No, it was
smooth.
nice. Yeah, it was nice, but change my uniform. Put something else. I don't. You got me
But
in
look,
beady.
I didn't do you the way I did Mr. Miles. You saw my video, Mr. Miles, Wally.
Uh, you ain't right. You ain't right. You ain't. You ain't right.
That's why I ain't
You
coming
know.
back home, man.
You know. You ain't right. You ain't right.
Hey, that was Mr. Miles always talk about going out Iraq, right? Was he not talking about going out Iraq? We gonna get
Yeah.
to go to Iraq?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got his walker, he got his knee braces on, he ready.
Shout out to Mr. Miles, man. Miss you, bro, man. Come
Yeah.
on back. Come on.
Got them RPOs on.
And then we got Tommy out there trading his buddies. Check it out, Wally.
Move it, move it. Let's go. Stay low in that mud. Get up that fence. Down you go. Keep pushing. Grab those weapons. Stand at attention.
You know you ain't right. You wrong. You wrong. You wrong. You wrong. Got about the train. Got them raining polar bears, black bears, grizzlies. You ain't leaving none of them out.
Hey man, you fucking with people pride, man.
Bro, that was never that. What was wrong with that video?
No, nothing is wrong with it. Anything you put out there. It's definitely funny. Like we should all enjoy it, but
Oh, it had me laughing. I ain't gonna lie, it had me laughing. All of it had me crying. I
Well,
just
look,
started
one
laughing.
laugh.
When I
You
said,
ready?
that's why the homies ain't coming on no more, man.
Oh, they coming on. I got one last one.
nah.
You ready?
Go ahead.
We need the A-team.
I have bad feet. The A-team?
Long time ago.
He's wrong. You just wrong. You just know you ain't wrong. You wrong, and you wrong in 2 left shoes. That's what, the 18. The 18. Oh man.
Motherfucker 18, man.
The 18 got us all in braces and all kinds of gear on.
Hey,
No,
it's true.
no,
It
no,
is
ain't
true.
going no. We ain't going nowhere.
It's true. Is it not true?
Yeah,
God,
somebody
yeah,
back.
that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Far as we going in somebody's backyard.
So you was talking about Mr. Miles. Mr. Miles is up. He just gave me some fire signs for them videos.
Nah, he came up, Mr. Miles. What the fuck, man? I'm about to go to sleep, bro.
Yeah, Mr. Miles hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the last 2 or 3 episodes he hasn't been on. Still
Yeah.
working. That's why he hasn't been on. And Tommy normally pops in right about now. He hasn't popped in yet. He probably
As long
working.
as long as you tracking, bro, that's cool, man. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
go.
I keep up with everybody, bro. I try to keep up with everybody.
Good shit,
Oh.
good shit, bro.
That's why I knew Howard wasn't gonna be on tonight. I think Howard's got a date tonight. So
Good shit, man.
So
Well,
we
man,
know the next time we see him, his face, he gonna have a big old.
all right, Wally. Well, I'll tell you what, Wally. Tell me what you want to see. I'll make it for you. On the Wednesday's episode.
No. I'm cohesive with what you're doing, bro. Like, I mean, I'm
not trying to be like disrespectful to anybody. I'm just playing back what people have said. Like Mr.
Oh.
Bob talking about going to Iran or to Iran. I was like, okay.
Let me figure it out, and I'll put it in man. I'm
thought-
get myself together and go to sleep, man.
All right, bro.
I thought you. All right.
Salute, y'all.
All right, man. Well, we ain't too far behind. Shit.
Yeah.
Mr. B got to go to church. I already
Yeah.
know that.
That's right. Yeah, I can't miss. But the thing is with that, I thought you were gonna do the dun dun. I forget that movie goes dun 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 dun. Dun. You know, like with you know how who was that one comedian? Oh man, they start singing.
You know, I can't do original music.
You know, like
Like,
what do what diddy dum diddy. You know, like when they were marching and stuff. The Bill Murray was it? Bill, yeah, Bill Murray.
Oh yeah. That
You should
movie.
take- Yeah,
Oh, I can't even think of the name of it. I ain't
you
even
should.
try.
Hey, Markel, you should take that. And that'd be
Yeah,
wrong.
but some things it won't let me do. Like I can't play original music.
Oh, don't play original music. Just when they do the march and stuff. You
But
just
like the
have
march,
every-
I can do that. Like I
Yeah,
can
with
march
all-
and then
with-
have on
with all-
stage,
I
whatever.
mean, like a whole between. You have all the fellas that ever have them all in there doing a bow face and marching and stuff. That'd be funny. That would be
that's easy to do. That's not hard at all. Probably what 20, 30 people.
Yeah, put them in formation.
Yeah, put them in formation, bout phase. Some
Yeah.
of them got one boot missing. Some of them don't even have a hat on. Some of them the collar flipped up. Yeah,
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
yeah, I can do that one. That ain't no problem.
Oh,
That's easy.
that
That
had
was
me
easy.
that had me cracking up, boy.
Hey, but AI is hell.
Hey, look, and make Howard the drill sergeant walking on the side.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Put his name on his name tag. Put his rank.
He be marching us and stuff. Oh, that would be so funny. I'd be laughing so hard. But yeah.
Absolutely. I just be having fun with it, Mr. B. It's just
Oh
something.
man, no, I know. Every time I see it, man, you have me crying and stuff. I see it pop up. I said, "Oh no!" I said, "Here we go." Before I click on it, before I click on it, I make sure I ain't got nothing in my hand. I'm drinking it. I just put it down and I click on it because I
Hey,
know I'm going. I know because I remember one time I think I had something in my mouth and I clicked on. It, I said, "He had me laughing so hard, I almost coughed up a lung."
but it's just
You
it's
got
just
you,
fun, man. Urban be sending me stuff. I'll think of stuff and send it to Urban.
you got you got
Um,
some good. You got some good. I was like, man, he pretty good. I was thinking about. I said, man, maybe I need to talk to my daughter to help me out. One time she come over.
and do AI do a video.
Yeah, because she's I mean, well, she know how to do it. Well, she knows how to do all that stuff. So I was gonna hit her up. Yo, show me how to do some stuff. But but yeah, man, but your stuff is really good, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. When I seen that one time you had me out there walking around in the
Oh,
woods
with
and
the
stuff,
bear, your favorite.
yeah, I was like, I do.
What are you doing out here? Nothing. I'm just doing a scientific experiment. Leave me alone.
Well, when you get done, I want to talk to you.
Come on, man. Yeah, yeah. I seen that. I almost lost it. I was like, he got me talking to the bears and the gray wolves. Said-
Hey,
And
and
then
the
you had a
background is
then
actually
you
Washington.
yeah, that's the part that got me. I was like, man, that looked like a trail that I used to walk on and stuff. I was like, how'd he find out? I said, man, he got the background exact. I was like, where'd he get that from? I said, that looked familiar.
AI, man, AI is all you gotta do is
That's pretty.
describe what you want. That's
What are
it.
you using? What are you using?
A couple different ones from ChatGPT, Gemini, Meta. Who's the other one? Vio. What's it called? Oh my God. Is
I
it
think I know.
Vio? Vio? Oh, I can't think of it.
Have you ever checked out Aisha?
No, no. Send
Yeah.
that link again. I'll check it out. I'll see what it's
All
about.
right. Yeah, because I was like shocked, So I just tried it out. I'll put it up there again.
All right. All
But
right, Mr. B. We're gonna call it a
yeah,
night, man.
okay. I hope that all the fellas are doing just fine. And
Yeah, that's Mr. Miles right there.
all right, then, Mr. Miles.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna call it a night. You all appreciate everybody watching, hanging out with us. We'll see you all on Wednesday. We out of here. Peace.
Yo, welcome to the stream, everybody. You know we had to do this today. For real, man. Let's get it. Styled up and ready to roll. Welcome to Markel's TV Saturday Roll Call.